This hour with breaking news out of North Haven, where Fox 61 has learned police and SWAT teams are responding to an incident on the Hartford Turnpike. You're seeing the activity build there amid all the fog we're also seeing. This is a live look from the scene. Police tell us no one is hurt. The incident is contained. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is there, and he'll be joining us live in just a few minutes from now.
Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61, America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Dorlo. It's hump day, so we're a couple of days closer to the weekend. The weekend's looking good weather-wise. We have to get through today, though, to get there.
There is definitely a payoff coming, but yeah, we have to deal with today and especially tomorrow, which may be a little bumpy. Good morning to you. Good to have you along at 6 o'clock. We were talking about tough morning only because of the fog, and then we're going to get some rain into the picture over the next few minutes. Another round of morning rain on tap. Turning up the heat, turning up the humidity. As a result, we're turning up the chances of rain too. And then we're going to set up for a heat wave. When do you see these numbers? The numbers are not great visibility-wise. A quarter mile across much of Willimantic, Meriden, Bridgeport. We're socked in right now. New Haven and Chester, and an eighth of a mile. Not much better at the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Here's the rain line that we're watching. We'll switch over to the live radar to show you that for now, really the only harder than the rest rain is for the road warriors heading southbound towards New York. Just outside of Norwalk. That's Darien territory, not quite into Stamford. So 95, looks like the Merritt is just missing a little bit of that, although we've got some moderate rain in New Canaan. We'll get this out of the way, and then it's scattered off and on, more often on rain later on this afternoon. But likely tomorrow afternoon is when we're going to focus on for what may be the most difficult of the activity. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s. That's where the dew points are, on the way up to the upper 70s later on today. Full forecast details on those big numbers. That's coming up in a few minutes. Let's take a look at traffic at 6:02. Erica's got that.
All right. Well, after what Matt said, you can imagine fog is going to be an issue. Also, don't forget the roads are wet. We're taking a look at the maps here. All that white that you're seeing, that is fog. So be aware. Some areas it's a lot thicker than others. As you can see, the red caution pops up as you're heading down to the southern part of the state. So just be aware of that. We're taking a look at drive times here for you. We are looking pretty good. All green there as far as we can see for Hartford drive times. Fairfield County, that's when things start to ramp up. Obviously, Trumbull to Westport, that's a problem area. You're looking at 20 minutes there. And we have drive times also. Oh, that's one more again. Taking a look at Hartford drive times. We're taking a look at the maps. We got a live look outside for you here. This is a live look at I-84 in Waterbury. Things look like they're moving along at a pretty good pace there for 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. But don't forget, the roads are wet. So just exercise caution when you're heading out there and stay safe.
All right, 6:03 now. Police and SWAT teams are investigating a house fire on the Hartford Turnpike in North Haven.
Yeah, part of the road is shut down right now. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is joining us live from the scene. A lot going on. Glenn, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. The most recent development now is that it seems like what we're hearing from over here is that SWAT teams are communicating with somebody in a house on the Hartford Turnpike. We've been hearing somebody over a loudspeaker telling someone to come out of the house with their hands up and come to the front door. And we've also been hearing them light off a siren every couple of minutes or so. I'm going to take a step out of the way so you can see what we have going on here. At the moment, the North Haven Police Department has said that no one is injured and the situation is contained. And police, once again, still have this road shut down. Police and SWAT teams are lining the road down the Hartford Turnpike, which is currently closed off. We're going to show you a closer look of what we got going on here. This is video that we took from earlier this morning, a closer look at the scenes. Once again, SWAT teams, police, and an ambulance on scene. Also throughout the morning, we've been seeing a family speak with one of the officers that's on scene. Not sure how that's related at this time. We're still looking to learn more. And like we said earlier, this portion of the Hartford Turnpike is closed. We're going to show you a map right now of how close the area is. Between Skiff and School Streets is the current closure. Nobody is allowed in those roads at this time. We're still, once again, looking to learn more. We're going to bring you more updates as the morning goes on. We're going to keep on listening in for what they're saying to somebody in one of the houses on the Hartford Turnpike. But for right now, live in North Haven, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks for the update there. We appreciate you staying on top of it. Well, meantime, at 6:04 later this morning, the teen who was charged with stabbing and killing another teen is set to return to court for the second day of his murder trial. Raul Valle is charged with killing 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath and hurting 3 other kids at a house party in Shelton. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules has more from the courtroom in day 1 of the trial and walks us through what happened there.
On On day one of the trial, members of the jury heard detailed accounts from first responders and the chief medical examiner regarding the investigation into the stabbing death of James McGrath. First responders recounted a hectic and chaotic scene when they first received 911 calls to report the stabbing. An EMT who treated McGrath said he had a weak pulse. They say McGrath's shorts were also soaked in blood. They noticed a puncture wound to McGrath's upper left abdomen. The EMT says he later went into cardiac arrest. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. James Gill also gave testimony.
Based upon your review of the postmortem examination of James Thomas McGrath, what was the cause of death in this case, Dr. Gill?
The stab wound of the torso.
And what was the manner of death?
A homicide.
And if you could please explain your reasoning to the jury as to why it was a homicide.
Homicide for a medical examiner is death at the hand of another person. So this stab wound was caused by another person, so it's a homicide.
The defense did question if the injury could have possibly come from glass or another sharp object. The chief medical examiner says because of the size and shape of the wound, it's extremely unlikely. Sergeant Richard Bango with the Shelton Police Department also took the stand. Bango says ring camera footage the night of the incident shows an altercation between students from St. Joseph's High School and Shelton High School before the stabbing. After interviewing several witnesses, Bango said Valley was identified as a suspect. When questioned by the defense, Bango says the teens did appear to have been drinking that night. More testimony is expected to be given Wednesday. The trial is expected to go on for at least a few weeks. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thanks. A former Connecticut state trooper from Winstead is due in court today. He is accused of defrauding the state's workers' compensation system. It's the latest charge for 32-year-old Jose Campos, who was previously arrested for computer crimes in an unrelated case. Prosecutors tell us Campos claimed that a restroom door hit and hurt his back while he was on duty. He got more than $8,000 in benefits, but officials now say it was a fraudulent claim. Campos surrendered to police in Rocky Hill yesterday and was released on bond. A state trooper also with the name Jose Campos was arrested back in 2022 for sexual assault. We're working right now to confirm whether that is the same person.
6:07 now. Michelle Troconis also expected back in court this morning. It's for her contempt of court charge. Troconis is accused of displaying a court-sealed child custody document on her laptop during her first trial, where she was convicted on charges related to the disappearance and presumed death of Jennifer Farber-Dulos. Michelle Troconis is currently serving 14.5 years in prison.
6:08 now. Alex Jones is accused of trying to hide more than $5 million in assets. The trustee overseeing Jones' personal bankruptcy case filed 3 lawsuits on Friday in Texas. They claim he tried to hide the money through a complex series of money and property transfers. Those transfers reportedly involved trusts, limited liability companies, and even his wife and father. Jones had been ordered to pay Sandy Hook families nearly $1.5 billion 3 years ago. They accused him of defamation and emotional distress for his conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook tragedy.
People in Torrington are reacting after a large fire tore through a vacant home yesterday afternoon. Firefighters say no one was hurt during that fire. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi is joining us with what authorities are saying.
Yeah, fire crews responded to this 3-story house on Main Street just after 2 p.m. this Tuesday afternoon. Now, firefighters say they found heavy flames coming from the building. Now, a local business owner told us the fire was so intense, he was scared it would spread to his business. It was a wild scene Tuesday afternoon when Torrington fire crews pulled up to a large home engulfed in flames along Main Street. Even more so for neighbors, including Carlos Facella, who owns La Cucina restaurant next door.
It was scary because we don't know, how far it can go. But lucky, the fire truck came right away and he had control in maybe in 1 hour.
Facella says he immediately called 911 after spotting the flames coming from the multi-floor building.
And then the time we served the people the lunch, all the people started to go look at the window and say, we got fire, fire, fire. So we called 911 between the waiter and me, and after a few minutes, everybody, the ambulance, the fire truck, everything came into here.
Sarah Lush lives in the area. She says she was astonished when she saw smoke and the fast response from firefighters.
It's sad. I hope nobody is in the house at that time.
And fortunately, no one was in the house when the fire broke out. The Torrington Fire Battalion chief said crews searched through the vacant home, but didn't find anyone inside. No firefighters were hurt, and the chief was grateful for that, considering he reported only 12 firefighters at the scene for this fire. Despite the less than ideal crew size, firefighters were able to get the flames under control and keep the flames from spreading. This fire created major traffic problem in the area, with police keeping several major roads closed for hours, where firefighters investigated.
It was jammed, traffic jam everywhere. The lights were out down there. It's terrible, very terrible.
Now, the Torrington Fire Battalion chief says the cause of the fire remains under investigation. In Torrington, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Valerie, thanks. A new report ranks Connecticut's roads among the worst in the country, but experts say the data may not tell the full story. Federal reports show the state ranks 5th worst for road conditions. The Bureau of Transportation labeled more than 2,000 miles as poor. But Connecticut collects more detailed data than most states, which might skew the numbers. Nonprofit group TRIP released a report that shows poor road conditions cost drivers more than $800 a year in repairs. Experts warn underfunded maintenance could make things even worse than that.